I need a minute to process that because I've just seen that for the first time as well. And Christ, that birthing scene. Good God. I didn't see that coming. Anyway, we have Steve Oram and Kelly Byrne with us tonight, I believe. Are they in the room? Excellent. Oh, they're over here. Come on out, guys. Ah, brilliant. So, guys, massive round of applause for these two, please. Just tell us a little bit about your experiences making the Canal, please.
Well, the Canal was a very fast shoot. It took about 4 weeks to film in Dublin, and it was mainly based around this very small house where all the horrific action occurs. I was asked to do it, and it was fucking great fun. Ivan said to me, "Come and be a bit like someone out the Sweeney. Look like you're drunk, and we'll see what happens." Yeah.
You actually got to paraphrase a line from Sweeney in that, didn't you? You got to paraphrase a line from the Sweeney in that, didn't you? When you said, "Get your clothes on, you're coming with me." That's essentially, put your trousers on, you're nicked.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I tend to get asked to do. Yeah. I don't know what Kelly's experience was, but maybe slightly different.
I don't know what to say. I'm getting really nervous now.
It's all right. Was this your first feature, Kelly?
No, it's my third feature. I've just the first time doing a Q&A or any interviews, so I'm kind of really nervous, and I'm like,
Hey,
I don't know what to say.
So, guys, what I thought worked really well was the idea of the Canal and this house as like this place that had a history and it had this kind of sort of haunted background. And everybody grows up with somewhere like that in the locale. And I'm just wondering, from a personal standpoint, did you have anywhere locally that had a haunted past or a haunted history? And if so, what was the story behind it?
God. Probably the shed down the bottom of my grand's garden.
Right.
Yeah, it was like just a place where sort of old men used to leave nails and like bits of wood and stuff like that. It was like my granddad's, he was dead when I was a kid, and so I used to go down this bottom of my nan's garden, sort of an old shed area full of detritus from the 40s or the 50s. That was haunted to me, and it still is. And there was a guitar in there which was untuned, and it had like 4 strings on it.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I discovered my mojo. That's where I became Chuck Berry when I was about 8.
Fantastic. And Kelly, did you grow up around anywhere that had stories surrounding it of hauntings or anything like that?
I had one story, and I don't remember, but apparently, like when I was like when I was 4, my nanny died, and I was really, I must have been about 6, but I was really, really, really close to her. And we'd go to the church, and she was in a wheelchair, and I used to sit in her lap, and she'd be feeding me chicken and chocolate spread when I was like 2 years of age. So we were really, really close. And apparently, then after she died, I can't remember this obviously, but my mum said she walked out to the stairs, and I was just talking and to the wall, to nobody. And my mum was like, "Who are you talking to?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm talking to my nanny."
Wow.
And that was that. And then my sister, actually, I'm 24 and she's 26, so she's 2 years older than me, has been scared of the dark forever. And I'm real like, I don't give a shit about that. So I'm like, oh, Jesus, I'd walk downstairs talking about going to the toilet in the middle at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and Jamie would wake me up every single night being like, "Kelly, I need to go to the toilet, and I'd be like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Jamie." And she'd be like, "I need to go to the toilet, come on downstairs with me." So I'd be like pottering down, like 2 years younger, and I'd pottering downstairs to go to the toilet or literally just because she was afraid of the dark. And she used to always come up, like she used to sleep downstairs, and she'd come up and she'd jump in beside me or jump in between my mum and my dad, and she'd be like, "I'm not seeing a ghost." They just came to me, and I was like, "Jamie, you didn't see a bleeding ghost," like, but she was convinced that every couple of weeks she'd see a ghost in the house. And she
Right.
still says that now, when she's like 26. And she's still afraid of the dark and won't go downstairs.
I'm sure she'll really appreciate you sharing that as well, you know, with an auditorium full of people.
Like walking downstairs.
That'll be on YouTube now. So.
Oh, that's brilliant, guys. And what do you think works so well about the Canal? Because one of the things that we were talking about earlier this weekend was it's really tricky to do a ghost story well. And I think that's something it's succeeded at.
It is, yeah. It's just that sense of a nightmare, and a lot of that's to do with the sound and the simplicity of the way they structured the whole thing. I think it's so cool that it just... it's like you don't quite know where you are. This guy's a film, you know, he's into his old, watching these old films, and it just takes you on a strange journey into the depths of hell.
Yeah, and there's so much ambiguity as well going on. I mean, you're not really sure until that final wrap-up what's been taking place, which is...
you're never sure till the end, are you? Till even now, you know. It sort of works on the level of Rosemary's Baby and all those kind of old, you know, terrifying, horrible films which hit you, which just creep up on you and make you feel sick.
Definitely, definitely. And what do you think, Kelly? What do you think works so well about the film?
I just think it's because it's so visceral as well, like the imageries and the jump scares as well. I think he's nailed that, especially when the dead body, that's the scene where Alice pops up, or when, what's his name, Michael Jackson is wrapping it up and then she just pops up. I think that works really well. I always jump at that, and then I actually jumped at myself tonight as well, which is ridiculous. When I got a text, my boyfriend is actually sitting in the audience, I was holding his hand, and he's like, no, don't embarrass yourself, don't like scare yourself. And then I was like, I won't. And then I came on screen and I was like, ah! So I actually scared myself. But like,
no, well, guys,
I think the jump scares work really well, and the imagery, I think that's what makes the film.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the imagery, even in the opening credits, all of the subliminal flashes that you get, some of which are revisited later in the film, are just really, really effective. And just aesthetically and tonally, it just worked. It was a really fantastic way to bring the festival to a close. So, I mean, guys, what's next for you? I mean, last year, one of our guests was Paul Davis, and I believe you're associated in a sort of collaborative project that's coming up soon.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be in These Walls Were Blood with Pollyanna McIntosh, who I believe was here. Maybe you might have seen her. So that's exciting.
Fantastic. And can you tell us anything at all at this?
I don't know very much about it. It's in very early stages, so we're supposedly shooting towards the end of the year. Should be good.
Fantastic. Well, all being well, we might be seeing you again on this stage next year.
Yeah. Cheers.
That'll be great. That'll be great, man. And what about you, Kelly? What's next for you?
I'm shooting a feature film. I have a small part in it, but I'll be shooting the end of this month. It's a feature film called A Day for Mad Mary, and it's directed by Darren Thornton for Element Pictures, so I'll be shooting that soon.
Fantastic. Well, listen, guys, the very best of luck with all of it. And just before I wrap up, does anybody here have any questions for either Steve or Kelly? Yes, sir. I'll just... One moment. You would be the furthest away.
He's all right. Just shout.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Really enjoyed the movie. I just want one simple question. Where was it filmed?
Dublin.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anybody else while I'm up here? Yeah.
Hi there. I just wanted to ask you both as actors, was there any particular scene that you looked at, read through and thought, this is going to be a bit of a challenge, or, you know, kind of hit a brick wall?
You saying that with having seen it, and you think...
No.
You think
it was
we were
flawless. I
shitting
thought it was
at
great. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. But
It's fine. I mean, we're all friends here, like, you know. No, I mean, it's always a challenge to do a film, and you know, when you get a script, it's always like, yeah, fucking loads of people are going to see you, aren't they? And like watch you and your mum and dad and stuff, and or you lot are going to ask questions like that. But it's always a challenge, for me doing the police car scenes, when I'm interrogating Rupert, asking him questions about that. It was all very loosely written, so we were kind of, a lot of that was very, we were kind of messing around a lot. We just going, oh yeah, you've just, there was a lot of improvised stuff within that. So you kind of never quite know how that's going to work out, but that worried me a little bit. But it was in terms of just being an actor and like looking at how to approach a scene. But yeah, really pleased with everything, how it come out, But everything else went all right, didn't it? You had nothing to worry about, did you?
No.
That's brilliant. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much. Massive thanks to Steve. Massive thanks to Kelly for coming out tonight. And just as it's the last film as well, can we have a huge round of applause for Sim and Rach and Steve and Greg and Laura and Sophie and John and everyone at Grimm who made all of this happen.